There we go. Helmut the hero. Helmut the hero, Helmut the hero, Helmut the hero. I don't know what else to say. Let's play. Start the timer, go. I'm a judge for the RPG Maker Game Jam 2025, and this is me playing Helmut the hero. Yeah. Actually, I'll restart the timer because I have to adjust to make that sure that pixel of that pixel row up the top doesn't show. So I restarted the timer. Pig says, greetings. Please enter your name. Let's enter the first two letters of everyone in chat. Neeby. That I can see. Nibiyar. And my one at the end. Nibiyarst. There we go. Hi, Steel Soldier. Nibiyarst. Nice to meet you, Nibiarst. You made it. You made it into the name. This story ain't about you, though. It's about Helmut. Okay, so we do. It's just like, what's your name? Well, we aren't going to use it. Why did you make me into my name then? Well, it's because I thought it'd be funny. You know what, Steel, or everyone else in chat, I'll pause my timer, but I just thought of a funny, last entry it crossed my mind, but I just wanted to voice a funny idea. If an entry just went full on the beyond expectations thing, and every single NPC and battler and everything in the game has the words beyond or expectations to it, like it's like save beyond, beyond items, beyond skills, and every single thing in the game has those words in it. And everyone's talking about expectations beyond and all this philosophical stuff about going beyond, like the entire game, to the point where it'll infuriate judges to no end. But I would think that something that commits so hard to being obtuse about the beyond expectations things, not just here and there winking at the camera, but like down to the names of every character, they're like different spellings of yond and b and x and pict. Like there'd be a person named Pictash or something. There'd be a person named Pictash, and they're saying, "Hi, oh no, there's my ex. No, sorry, this is bad. This is a bad idea. Never mind, it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. I hate it now. I hate it." Yond the bee, yeah, things like that. I don't know, just going way too obtuse about it to the point where like it's it transcends beyond being annoying into like, wow, this is actually just impressive. That was the idea. It could quickly backfire because a judge could just find it the most annoying thing they have ever experienced in their entire streaming career or whatever, or whatever. So it could backfire. Anyway, that's just the thought I had. Let's continue the timer for this game. Why'd you make me into my name then? Well, it's because I thought it'd be funny. I mean, yeah, it is funny. Would you like to hear a long explanation about the game world and the story leading up to the start of the game? Or would you like to jump straight into the game so we can keep player time under an hour? I want the lore. Oh. I'm going to be real with you, Nibby asked. I didn't bother writing it out. Okay. It's fair. Let's just pretend you chose the other option. I wanted to hear something at least. You want to jump straight in? You're missing out on an epic story, but I love the enthusiasm. I wanted the epic story, but you gave me this, pig. Let's join Helmut and his party as they fly on their newly acquired airship to the Demon Lord's castle so they can rescue the princess and save the world. It's a super original story, I know. Feel free to praise me. Okay, yeah, it sounds original to me. Airship deck. Okay. I mean, you're making do with the tiles you have, which is fine, but there are ship tiles available on the net, and this is a bridge. These are bridge tiles. These are not ship tiles, and there's also fences you could have done. I don't know. You could have done a bit more. You could have done more than this. We've finally made it. This is our bridge. Okay, which would be funny, it'd be great if he just said, why is our ship made out of bridge? Okay, I don't know. Helmet. This is a nice portrait. We've finally made it. This is going to be the final battle. It's interesting what a good portrait does to just like elevate things, Are all of you willing to fight alongside me one last time? Erhard. My loyalty is to the kingdom. I will not rest until the demon lord who threatens it is slain and the princess is rescued. That is why it would be an honor to fight alongside you one last time, Sir Helmut. You didn't just spare my life, you gave me a new one. Delora says. That's a debt I can never fully repay. I'll have your back until the end. If you're going to risk your life, then so will I. Aldo, I've known you since you were a child, and I'm proud of the man you have become. If this is to be our final battle, then so be it. I'll have your back until the end, my friend. Thank you. Having you all here alongside me means more than you could ever know. Legitimately decent writing, let me just say. Like, even to make a good joke, quote-unquote joke game or comedy game, having good writing is good because then you can deliver the jokes better. And this is, you know, I mean, I could believe this being like in a final scene of a game. We will defeat the Demon Lord and bring peace back to the people. Alma full speed ahead. You got it. Time to show you what this baby can really do. Guys, we've got enemies incoming. Good, you know, perceived conflict. Red dragons and so many of them. There is no way this ship can survive a battle against them. Dang it, do we really have to retreat after we finally made it here? See the conflict, you see the obstacle is very big. It makes the intention more obvious, and they're like, wait, we can't do what we wanted to do. What do we do? And then strategize around it. Helmut, we can distract the dragons while protecting the airship. We need you to infiltrate the castle and slay Demon Lord while we do. What are you talking about, Aldo? There's no way I can just leave you guys behind. See? You got the familial, you know, attachment between the party members. Hey, who do you take us for? We aren't about to kick the bucket from fighting a couple of overgrown lizards. Delora de-escalating the obstacles so it seems more achievable. We do not require your aid to defeat such insignificant foes. Hurry forth and rescue the princess. So they're like, hey, we will sacrifice ourselves here, you go forward. You guys, make sure you hold on till I get back. I'll get you as close to the castle as I can, so get ready to jump. So it's clear, despite, honestly, these maps looking janky as anything, story-wise, it feels good. This is it's a decently framed, despite, you know, the obvious joke happening here. It's decently framed. Everybody's counting me. There's no time to explore, and got some good good, like, you know, what's it called? Momentum. Hero, we will not let you through. Then I have to cut you down first. And you got a heal one. You got a status heal. Fire type. Fighting spirit. Okay, we'll do willpower. I think I've seen some of these skills before. Not gonna lie. Like, they might be default skills. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the default skills stuff because a lot of the development I have done in the engine has not been RPGs. Believe it or not, it's mostly what I've done in the engine has been like puzzle games and such. Let's bring our attack up and let's make it like fiery as anything, but hopefully it's like, you know, hopefully they're not overreacting and that attack would have killed them in one go already without these boosts. But it's funny that even though it's being quote-unquote joke, this is a decent way to begin a game. Like, if it was graphically upgraded a little bit. I mean, a lot. Demon Lord. It would appear that a rat has managed to make its way to my throne room. Because it's got all the things that you want, like the conflicts, the momentum, you know, believable motivations. You must be the one they call Helmut the hero. How foolish. A man named after the hero of a fairy tale dares to stand against me? You must think that you're really a hero. Are you really Helmut? So, Princess has a portrait, so they're definitely going to be important. Silence. Know your place, Princess. This is just Bowser with extra steps, right? Now, where were we, hero? All of a sudden, it should be. I'm not interested in continuing this conversation. Oh, so soon? This is a moment that should... Yeah, the character portraits are really good. I agree, Nirwata. They're very good. Shut up. the black eye on the shadow eye. You've sent hordes of bloodthirsty monsters into the kingdom, killing thousands just to satisfy your greed and love of conquest. I'll add, being sexist, idealistic crimes too. The funny thing is, it's good writing. You, on behalf of the kingdom and its people, you will fall here. Oh, pretty cool monster graphic. It's just... You know what would be cool? The joke would be even better if the maps were better, I will say. Like, if there was a bit more care taken into the maps. I know it's supposed to be a joke, but like... It doesn't have to be. The joke can also be, oh, and the maps are good too. I don't know. Tsunami. Maybe we should do our fire weapon here. Yeah. That's a cool monster graphic. I wonder what pack they got that from. I'm assuming it's a pack because it's just too good. Surely it can't be. It's not original. Surely not. Even if it's from a pack, like choosing stuff from packs for stuff like this that actually, you know, is well chosen is a good thing to do. Like, there's a lot of resources out there that look good like this, so use them. And that also goes for like tile sets as well. It's like you can use RTP, sure, but there's a lot of good tile sets out there. Some of them are absolutely complete. I do love the Pop Horror tile set. After a while, even those get a little bit, you know, predictable, but like you can edit them or use them in ways that are interesting anyway. So I don't know. I do think that Pop Horror looks a little bit better than the RTP though. No, I will not let this be my end. Ah, let me go, you princess. Oh, he ran away. I think I heard him go through that door behind the throne. I have to chase after him. Okay. Huh? Where am I? I don't have the time to question this. I have to chase after the Demon Lord. Okay. Hold it right there, hero. If you come any closer, I'll cosmic slash. Oh. Well, we defeated the Demon Lord pretty easy. It's finally over. Sir Helmut, you did it. This kingdom is set. Sir Helmut, are you alright? I'm fine, princess. It looks like that wasn't an attack. This obelisk, I think it was the source of the Demon Lord's powers. Control of it must have been given to me after his death. I can kind of just feel the monsters he had under his command. I think I can give them orders too. Let me try. Guys, the ship can't last much longer. We're doing all we can out here. Ha, sorry everyone, that berry used the last of my mana. Is that where we meet our end? Oh, they just go away. That was pretty cool. It's hard, you know, this is such a busy background tile that you can barely see the dragons in front of it. Some of these tiles in the RTP are just a little too much. And that's just the RTP and how it's built. I have a bad feeling about this. It looks like I really can control the monsters. I see. Sir Helmut, I think the right thing to do would be to destroy the obelisk. See, this is an interesting idea, right? You start at the end. The hero defeated the Dark Lord, and now they have the powers of the Dark Lord, but what do? It's too powerful of a tool for humans to control. It would cause corruption just by existing. There's like the Lord of the Rings, the Ring type scenario, except, yeah, I won't spoil Lord of the Rings for people. Yeah, MZRTB is something indeed, yeah. Sir Helmut, aren't you going to destroy it? My precious. No. Tell me, princess. Have you ever heard of the tale of Helmut the Hero? It was a fictional story about a young man who rose from humble origins. He ended up saving the kingdom from calamity, marrying a princess, and everyone lived happily ever after. I was named after that hero, and I've tried my best to live up to his name. But tell me, princess, is this kingdom really worth saving? Chills. I've seen villagers suffering from famine, while the nobles who governed them grew fat. I've seen the sons of commoners forced to fight on the front lines, while nobles use them as shields. And I've seen daughters ripped from their mother's arms, all because a noble found her attractive enough for a peasant girl. Now I have the power to challenge this corrupt cesspool of a kingdom. I'm not giving it up. Sir Helmut, I admit that the current state of the kingdom isn't ideal. However, now that the threat of the Demon Lord is taken care of, we can... No. Take the princess back to her room. I have a kingdom to overthrow. This is giving, like... Imagine Black Mirror, right? Black Mirror is an anthology series about how, what if sci-fi went wrong, basically. Like, what if a particular scenario to do with technology, usually, made our lives nightmarish, and it's like a horror series. What if they did that, but like with like fantasy tropes? It's like, what if... I know they did like Marvel what if stuff, but like, what if like fantasy? What if the evil lord, you know, What if the hero, when they defeated the evil lord, they took the evil lord's power instead? What would happen, you know? And what kind of, you know, like a Black Mirror but for fantasy. That'd be pretty awesome. I feel like maybe Doctor Who is almost like this. There's Twilight Zone as well, but like specifically to do with like fantasy tropes. Let go of me, Sir Helmut. Don't do this. You're making a mistake. I think it'd be pretty hilarious. Princess, welcome back. Is everything all right? I heard a commotion earlier. Sophia, Helmut came. He defeated the demon lord, and then he became it himself. He pretty much decided to be the new one. You heard about Black Mirror. It seems like every time it's getting closer to reality. Yeah, the thing about... I'll pause to do a little rant about Black Mirror. The thing about Black Mirror is I love some episodes. I think it's great. But it's always easy for Black Mirror to get into like the, oh, cell phones are bad. Everyone's on their cell phones nowadays. And that's bad. And that's always bad. My favorite episodes are when the and it's also a lot of creators and writers being involved and directors where they get a little bit more of a nuanced take on like, hey, technology is not necessarily the bad thing that corrupts us. It's just as we come to the singularity, it becomes more possible for humans to take that technology and use it for bad things. And sometimes there's actually some Black Mirror ones where they're like, hey, this actually has the power for good. It's scary, but it could improve our lives if we are, you know, careful about it. There's a couple Black Mirror seasons that are awful. I think this latest season got back to being like half bangers, half average. So just watch the good episode. Go on IMDb, sort by like highest rated Black Mirror episodes, and just watch those, because it's not a series where you have to watch it from front to back. You can just be like, it's an anthology. You can just watch whichever ones you want, and they're good. I mean, particularly the best ones are some of the best TV episodes I've ever watched. I love them. But some of the worst ones are really, really bad. Start the timer again. Let's keep going. They pretty much decide to be the new demon lord. Some hero he is. Anyway, this is like Black Mirror, but it's like a RPG. And get this, he never even called me by my name. It's Charlotte, you freaking jerk. Stop calling me princess. Well, the thing is Helmut, did Helmut even know you were Charlotte? God, I'm so mad right now. I can see that Prince Shah, sorry. I get what you're trying to say, though. In other words, our situation hasn't changed at all. Even the you know, expressions here are pretty awesome. But I'm just going to point this out, developer. Look at this map. Surely you could make a map that looks more, you know, compressed, and where, you know, like this is too much big space here. They used to have something in the old RPG Maker times called the 3-tile rule. I think it is bullcrap, but it does have a decent gem of something good about it, because the 3-tile rule was like, in nature specifically, it was supposed to be you can't, and I'll pause the timer for this, you can't go 3 tiles in a row without having a different tile in there. And it had a good heart to it, because it did mean that in nature they made maps that had a lot of doodads and interesting stuff about it, but it ended up being that these outside maps were too crowded with a lot of things generally, and it worked better in the 2K3 style because the pixels looked better in that way. But when we started to go to VXAce and some of these later engines, it ended up looking kind of crappy. And sometimes it's like a way but the basic gist I was trying to say is make your maps more compact and interesting. That was the idea, generally speaking. It's not a hard and fast rule, but particularly in this case here, it would sort of have the right idea where it's like, there's just too much space here. Everything is carefully made, but the maps are weak. Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if this is a creator coming from outside the engine, trying it for the first time, and then, you know, making some stuff. But it's good to realize that in RPGs like this, it's better to be more compact rather than more expansive like this. It's better to have everything sort of squished in, almost too squished in. It might feel like you're being too squishy with it, but this whole bedroom could be literally this size right here. It could be almost maybe a bit bigger, so that you don't even need that much space to walk around. That's the idea, right? So just squish it all together. I mean, when you put it like that, okay, I'll start the timer again. You know what? No. there are games that make these kind of rooms with few objects, but they use different art style and it works. With these tile sets, it looks unnatural. Yes, it's a rule of thumb, definitely, and you can provide different ways. I think Ebe does a thing, I'll pause the timer again, where it has 3 tile high walls, right? And it has empty hallways, but it puts doodads on the outside edges of things so you can walk easily through so it's a very intentional, stylized, almost like a rule book or a Bible of how to structure things. I think as long as you figure that out, and you can even look at other games, by the way, to check how they look and then kind of copy that look and come up with your own style to figure out your own rubric of how to make maps look. And to be honest, I'm not very good at mapping at all, but I know the basics. I know sort of how they work. I'm just not. I'm okay. I do what I can, and I think I do better than my artistic, skills imply, because I just copy what others do. And it's good to just copy. You can even, copy maps and change a few things if you wanted, because, if you use different tiles, it looks different. All right, let's keep going. I'm going to break out of here and convince him to stop this before it's too late. That will destroy the obelisk that gives him the ability to control monsters, whichever comes first. You're going to break out. After months of being trapped in this room, you're going to be able to escape now. You know me, Sophia, I always manage to go beyond expectations. Alright, so here's the thing. There is a theme to this jam, and you can sort of shove it in there, but I'm not going to be awarding points for theme based on just people merely mentioning beyond expectations, but how cleverly they sort of go through. Obviously, there's a minimum amount of points if I feel like you at least made the game for this jam and you know the theme, but I don't think I'm going to give a massive amount of points for this particular line, but maybe the way that this game goes beyond expectations in general, I'll give points for that. But this is I guess it's a funny little thing. You certainly never meet expectations, princess. That didn't sound like a compliment, just your imagination, Shah. All these portraits are great. They got lots of little different emotions to them, like sometimes happy, sometimes, oh, I have to find a way to escape. Okay, book titled Helmut. Oh, there's a book about Helmut the hero? I have to say, the original Helmut from the book is still the best Helmut. Okay. An expensive dress ready to be worn. Why is my hand sore? The Demon Lord probably thought putting the piano here was a good idea until they heard Charlotte play. Hey, I'm not that bad. Is the narrator talking to Charlotte, are they? The fancy mirror hangs on the wall. Shah, please don't try to claw up the chimney again. It was hard enough to get you out the last time you got stuck trying to escape. I won't. I learned my lesson last time. Really? Whatever you say, princess. I'll be honest, I don't know what that interaction added, but... Door is locked. Cha, please tell me you didn't actually think the door would be unlocked. Was that your escape plan, hoping they forgot to lock the door? I mean... Try everything. Of course not, I just want to make sure. Of course! Whatever you say, princess. Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing to check. Oh, hi. A narrow window used to let the steam out from the bath. Judging from the distance to the ground, you appear to be on the 4th floor. I have a great idea. Sophia. Even this map, there could be a little more. There just could be a little more. Surely this, I don't know. You could squish it together. What is it, Shah? I'm going to escape out this window. Please don't do that, princess. Wait, let me see the creator of this... I just want to see the creator. I'm going to pause the timer, by the way. If this is the creator I think it is, everything makes complete sense. I don't think it is. Okay. This reminds me of a creator I know. Their name's Zorga. And they make games just like this, where the portraits are really good and it's pretty well written, generally speaking. I actually think this might be better written than Zorga's stuff. Well, better, quote unquote better. Zorga's stuff is more weird. But this is more traditional. I have to try. It may be the only way to escape from here in time. I recall you said something similar when you tried to escape using the fireplace. That was different. I know this maybe seem like a stupid and desperate thing to do, but if I don't do anything, then Helmut really is going to try and overthrow the kingdom. He's not a bad person. He's just disillusioned because of the corrupt nobles. Perhaps we should let him. Even His Majesty King Gerald struggles to control them. Why not give our new demon lord a chance? It may be an improvement. Sophia. I know. Just killing them all off wouldn't solve thing. It would just lead to greater suffering. True, but that's not the only reason why it needs to be stopped. Helmut is a hero to the people. He's a beacon of hope and a symbol against corruption. He can't become corrupted by power. I won't let him. I understand, Princess Charlotte. I will assist however I can. What's your plan? If I use a rope, I can lower myself out the window and go through the window on the floor below us. Then I can sneak to the throne room. I see. And when are you going to get a rope? I haven't figured out that part out yet. Shah, don't look at me like that. I just need to find something I can use as a rope. Interesting scene. I do like the way everything's motivated. At the very least, the writer knows how to make motivations. It's just tonally, it's all over the place. Like we're stuck in a room as a princess, and there's monologues, and then there's interrupting jokes. I am finding it hard to find some place to land with all my feelings about this, but like, it's clear that the developer knows how to write. It's just so weird. It's just so weird. Say what you want about Demon Lord, but he always kept me stocked up on luxury products. I don't even want most of these. I just wanted them to annoy him. Because is it an escape room game? Is it an RPG? What is it? You know, Sophia uses this to wash our clothes. I always feel guilty whenever she does chores in front of me. Not guilty enough to help though. It seems Shah's a bit of a brat. She's brat like Charlie. Watching yourself off before getting in the bath is proper etiquette. Yeah, I mean, probably a good idea, right? Bucket filled with water. Appears to be a drowned rat at the bottom. Wait, it's just your reflection. Okay. Who hired this narrator? I mean, the fourth wall breaks. I'll say the usual thing that I think about it. Unless it has a point to it, like some kind of fourth wall breaking plot device, but it's taken a bit more seriously. Your writing is good enough that you don't need to do that. I mean, it's a comedy game, but I think there's a reason why. Let me pause to rant. I think there's a reason why I say in Undertale, there's no real, like, you know, nobody really just sits and talks to the narrator like, hey, you know, blah blah blah, like that. I think maybe they do, but like not quite often. It's something, you know, powerful to just ignoring the narrator, even in fourth wall. There are occasional fourth wall breaks, even in like Monty Python stuff. But if you rely too hard on it, it's almost like you know how to write well enough. This story was written well enough that you don't need to do that super often, you know. A bed big enough for two. I can use the sheets as a rope. If I cut into strips, it should be long enough. I'd need something to cut it with. But the Demon Lord confiscated all our sharp objects after the tragic death of Frederick. What to do? Frederick. So I'll be honest, you're making everything sparkly that you need to interact with to get to the next part. I wouldn't do that. Just let people interact around and figure it out for themselves. That's called gameplay. It's called letting the player use their brain instead of having someone just go, hey, look at that thing. Use that, you know. A fancy mirror hangs on the wall. And it's funny, I usually ask for more direction in games like this. So I'm actually usually in the case of like more direction, I want that. But no, not in this case. If I break the mirror, maybe because of the shard of glass to cut the sheets. But I need something hard to break the mirror with. Oh, yeah, we'll go there. Portrait of the father. This works. Hey, Dad, you want me to use you to save the kingdom, right? Okay. Isn't shattering a mirror supposed to bring bad luck? It'll be fine. I'm sure the bad luck will go to my father instead. I feel sorry for his majesty. He'll be fine, probably. Now then, help me cut these sheets and make them into a rope. Yes, princess. This all makes sense. It's just weird. It's just weird. I don't know how to feel about it. A narrow window used to let the steam out from the bath, judging from the distance of the ground. Yep, we're going to use our rope. New objective, find something to tie the rope to. I can tie the rope to the piano. Now I just need to move it to the other room. If only I had someone to help push it into the room. Look, Shah, we've already established that you are the brat here. Why are you acting like someone doesn't move? doesn't do stuff for you? They're literally like your maid or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, let's leave. Come on. Okay, I'm ready to go. Shah, one thing before you leave. Take this. Royal ring. Remember, this ring can reflect any attack, but it can't be used often. It won't be there to get you out of trouble this time, so I won't be there to get you out of trouble, so be careful. Don't worry, Sophia, I'll be careful. Good luck, Shah. Later, after some less than graceful squirming. Hello there, beautiful. The princess stole a dragon rapier. Oh, I've missed the feeling of holding a good sword. Oh, the sound effects are really loud compared to the music, so I'm going to be turning that down, but that's just a sound design issue, okay? So make the sound effects maybe a little quieter. And I will admit, okay, maybe it is, maybe it's just, no, never mind. It's just the music went quiet, now it's back up again. But it's just that the default sound effects are really annoying. 99 full potions, really? Ah yes, bear, the true treasure that needs to be locked away. Just use overpowered weapons. The Demon Lord had break away the lock. Storage room. Yeah. Oh, it's the stealth. I've seen the script before. Looks like this room is full of guards. I have to sneak past him to get to the throne room. Now I can sneak past the guard in front of the throne room though. Maybe if I make a commotion in another room, it'll give an opening to sneak by. Ah, so real gameplay. Thank you for providing real gameplay. I appreciate it. those, oh wait. So here's the thing. You provided sneaking past the guards, right? There were big triangles and there was a lot of gap to get through. You could have at least made like 3 to 5 maps of that to make use of it, in my opinion. Like, it was good, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna sneak past more, but like, I don't know. More would have been nice. I made it. Now, how should I make a distraction big enough for the guards? You see, this is a decently sized map. This is good. Like, it's the same size, but it's got more stuff in it. And it looks good. This is a good map, developer. This is honestly your first map you've done that I feel is warranted. Well, actually, that other map too. Those 2 other maps are good as well, because if you can have a big open space if you have those guards that can see like 500 meters and it's part of the gameplay. But this is a good map. This is a good map. And it's providing the the escapism of a big kitchen with all the nice stuff in it. Nice, It'll be the first time I've started a fire on purpose. How big can you make it? Hard alcohol should burn very well. Let me see what they have. Is this Realaza Anejo 20 Años limited edition tequila? Oh, I'm stealing this. The rest of these bottles can be used to burn the fuel for the fire. What do we have here? Flour. I've heard that airborne flour can cause dust explosions, but I don't know much about it. Just be careful, girl. Be careful. Might as well try it out. It's not like my castle that'll burn down if things go wrong. I mean, it's made of stone. How burny can it get? Okay, I'm gonna save. I just gotta admit, the tone of this thing is weird. I don't quite know how to feel about the proceedings, because it was nice when, Helmut became the Lord, but then we're like escaping the room and causing a fire, and I've never been more ready for anything in my entire life. It's very weird. First, I need to pour these bottles of liquor everywhere. Is it taking too long? Because I think it's because I'm not even sure if once the princess escapes whether she'll be able to do anything about what's happening to the world. So why? Maybe she'll be able to convince Helmut that to do something. I don't know. It just feels like the stakes here are kind of weird and left field. That I'm like, okay, this is interesting to go in this way, but I'm not too sure about it. There we go. Now the shells are soaked with liquor. Next up, I'll throw a bunch of flour around. I'll make sure to do it away from the fire. I don't want to blow myself up. And I just need to throw a burning log at the shelf and run. Did the fire not spread? Maybe I should look inside. Oh! The hero party is invading from the south. Everyone gather by the south gate. Oh, whoopsie. So I guess they, did something. I guess it doesn't matter if the fire spreads anymore. Whoa. Well, I guess we better hurry towards the throne room. Huh? Okay, I have to try this. Sitting in the throne. Oh, it is comfy. It should be an F. Comfortable. Now, where do you think you're going, princess? Were you going to destroy the obelisk while the demons were distracted? Oh, we were going to destroy the obelisk. I didn't get that. Who me, I would never. Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. Sir Helmut, I know that the kingdom is home to many wicked people. The royal family, despite our efforts, have failed to keep many of the nobles in line. The people have suffered because of that. But now that Demon Lord has been defeated, we can dedicate ourselves to fixing that. I would like you to give us a chance to change the kingdom for the better. There is one thing, that the portraits change size between, messages. So that's a very slight visual thing. The hero who defeated the Demon Lord stands beside us, then I truly believe we can root out the corruption that is plaguing our kingdom. The thing you can do to fix that is by, figuring out the grid size for the portraits, and then creating a layer and layering the previous portrait on top of the other one and ensuring it's the same size. Please give us a chance, and the same position, and then pasting it in the new place in the sprite sheet or whatever. Face set, yeah. Please give us a chance. You don't have to become the new Demon Lord to fix the kingdom. I'm sorry, Princess, but I believe the royal family has enough chances to stop this corruption. Come with me, I'm taking you back to your room. Nope, you have to catch me first. What? Hey, get back here. Yeah, this game tonally goes between, like, serious and non-serious. Dang, it's too hard for me to break. That's enough. Ouch, let go of my hair. I don't have time to chase after some bored, sheltered princess. I actually have people I need to save. You're going back to your room, Princess. This time you're going to stay put. My name isn't Princess. It's Charlotte, you freaking jerk. Hey, who do you think you're pointing that sword at? You don't seriously think you have a chance at beating me, do you? You know, I read Helmut the Hero too. It was my favorite book. I love reading about how Helmut would always stand up to fight for what was right, no matter the odds. So even if I don't stand a chance against you, I'll still fight. After all, I'm someone who wants to be like Helmut the Hero too. This is a nice turn. This works. It kind of brings everything together. It was unusual, I must admit, but it's bringing it together, sort of. Because it's bringing it towards, hey, I believed in a Helmut. You aren't that Helmut. You ain't that Helmut. Yeah, you're surprisingly decent at swordplay. I didn't expect this much of a fight from you. Guess I'll take this fight a little more seriously. Charging his next attack. That's not good for me. One attack while he's focusing Marslet will knock me out. Maybe I can break his concentration somehow. Hey Nova, how you doing? How you doing? How you been going? I've been arguing with Nova this entire morning, Nova's evening, about something. It's been hilarious. Super tired? Aww. Great to hear. Hey Hero, I bet you felt really cool when you started giving that speech to the Demon Lord. Yeah, I'm really, really particular about certain things, so when someone hits against it, I think the judges have noticed, oh, I decently, I can't let some things go. It was good late night reading. Welcome in, Stoic. How you doing? Did you practice that on your way here? And the way you called him a sexist? Wow, that was like so totally hot. I bet all the poor, oppressed damsels in distress just love you. Helmut's concentration is broken. Oh, we took a lot of damage though. I'm glad our argument served as good at entertainment. Yeah. And Stoic is a good person to kind of keep an eye on things, because I think Stoic is a good balancer. Keeps things balanced. That's what I'd say about Stoic. Level-headed. Grand counter. As the name probably suggests, right? Would I be right? Oh, crap. We got killed. He just sits there stoically. Knows when to act, you know. Oh, that's right, they concentrate. I needed to insult them. I forgot to insult them while they concentrated. See, I'm feeling like this is near the end of the jam game, but you're introducing some gameplay mechanics that would be good in an RPG that you introduce layer by layer. So if they, for example, the tutorializing of insulting someone while they charge their concentration is a good sort of like, it's a good tutorialization of that, and would serve well in something that actually was like a long-term RPG. But this is not. This is like a mini-game type game, so it's interesting. Okay, we need to use our full potion. We need to pay attention to whether they're going to like concentrate. Okay, double thrust. Insult them. Yeah, broken. By the way, Cosmic Slash, did you really name your attacks? Does shouting out your attacks make you feel cool? Why stop at that one? Let's just announce all the attacks we use. Here, I'll start. Giant Slash, Laser Stab, Galaxy Destroying Kick. Please stop talking. It's got some pretty funny stuff, gotta admit. Oh, counterattack. Okay, seriously, how many full potions do you have? Those things supposed to be rare. Ha, I lost count. You really should have looked in the Demon Lord's storage before you fought him. He had so much useful stuff. I'll be sure to do that next time I raid a Demon Lord's castle. But in case you forgot, I can heal myself too. Oh no, not a boss that can heal themselves. We could fight all day and you still wouldn't be any closer to defeating me. I don't need to take you out though. I just need to last long enough for your friends to show up. In that case, I better start taking this seriously. Forgive me, Charlotte. Oh, the big bad remembers our name. A companion of mine wanted me to save you at all costs, but it seems that holding back is a luxury I don't have anymore. Which companion? That's not good. If he hits me while using that, I'm dead. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Oh, we threw the fancy tequila at them. What the heck? Did you just throw alcohol on me? No, I threw Reales Anejo 20 años limited edition tequila on you. Don't insult the brand by just calling it alcohol. Well, it's alcohol, but still. And I have plenty more where that came from. If I see you set your sword on fire again, I don't need that technique to beat you. Thank gosh he bought that. That was my only bottle. Yeah, we don't have more, do we? Let's full potion ourselves, shall we? Pretty decent battle. We have to pay attention to things, you know, several things, whether, you know. Okay, we need to use our full potion. We've got too many full potions, but it's fine. It's part of the fun. Concentration. We need to we need to insult them. Oh, they have no concentration. I don't know how to get MP again, though. I think we've used all our MP. That is enough. Oh. There was a flash, and then it saw us in a different position before it brought us to the real one. Cosmic. I only have one shot at this. Slash. Oh, yeah. I thought they might do that. Oh. I just destroyed the obelisk. I guess I failed. Congratulations, Princess Charlotte. This is your victory. Pretty good denouement. Yeah. Denouement? No, pretty good. It's technically not the denouement. This is the denouement. That was the resolution to the climax. Sir Helmut, Princess Charlotte, you're both safe. Is everything all right? Sir Helmut just defeated the Demon Lord. Oh, this is cool. This is a good story move. See, he is ashamed at what he's done. He became the Dark Lord. These people didn't realize it. They come in, they're like, after he accidentally destroyed his power by trying to literally kill her. Then she comes in and says, he just defeated the Demon Lord as a way to save him from his own sins and guilt. Interesting choice. Not exactly conventional what everyone would have done in the situation, but I think Charlotte sees the best in people, which is one of those, you know, protagonist, checkbox. One of the things people generally like in people when people gives people second chances. The kingdom has been saved thanks to all your efforts. As the kingdom's princess, I would like to thank every one of you. But also, it could be seen as intelligence on her part, knowing that if they saw him for who he really was, this world might be, you know, quote unquote, broken in balance, or maybe she has an ideal that she sticks to. It's actually quite an interesting story move in spite of the weird tonality that the rest of the game has had. It's clear that the person here is decently talented at story, and if they were to take something seriously, which they might have already done, they have the chops to tell a good story. Princess, what do you do? Although the threat of the Demon Lord is gone, much work will need to be done to restore the kingdom to its proper state. No apostrophe here because the proper state belonged to the kingdom. Can I also count on your aid for the challenges that await us in the future, Sir Helmut? After all, having the help of the hero who defeated the Demon Lord would be of great benefit to the people. Would be nice to have some sort of thing in the denouement that indicates why Charlotte did what she did, so we'll see what happens. Princess Charlotte. It would be my privilege with an E instead of an A, I will gladly lend you my aid. Thank you, Sir Helmut. Let us make a brighter tomorrow. 1M 2 Rs, I believe, isn't it? I just have to check. Yeah, 1M 2 Rs. Ah, there you are, Princess. Did you manage to stop Helmut's plan to overthrow the kingdom? Ah, stop talking, Sophie. Oh, no. Art and character design was good by the great Peter Ross. Nice. Game narrative, fine. Jeremy Brown, good writing. I do like the writing. The scenario was weird, but you pulled it together. Music by Steve O'Brien. Nice. All those. Yay! Sure hope you entered appropriate name, and otherwise that last message was going to be awkward, Finn. Yeah. Alright, Helmut the Hero. Yay! Good story. Weird, kind of off-putting sometimes, but weird. It would be nice in that denouement to have that in part to have her sort of reveal a little bit of why she did what she did. Yeah, Nirvana, it's a decent little, cute little thing. Like a little bit of like whether she did it because she likes giving people second chances, or whether she did it because she doesn't want to embarrass him in front of his friends, or something, you know, a little comment, you know. As they were, the cheesy way to do it would be as they're walking away, like, why did you do that for, you know? Oh, I didn't want to embarrass you in front of your friends. But even that could have like a hidden context of that's not the real reason. She did say she wanted to convince him when speaking to the maid. Yeah, it's true. Like, yeah. Like, convince him. Why, I think, is the question I have. Like, why would she want to, quote unquote, convert the hero? What is the reason? Is it because she believes that everyone deserves second chances, or is it because she believes that she saw something good in Helmut, or does she believe, yeah, some of those things? It's the why that maybe I missed, but it's a minor thing. It's just one of those things that serves as a nice tag for the meaning of the piece, I feel, because otherwise it's like, oh, she did the thing, but then in my head I'm thinking, why did she do that thing? Does she believe in the redemption of people, or, you know? And I'm taking it quite seriously. It might seem like I'm overanalyzing, you know, the story, but I think that's what elevates a story. Like, and it's already elevated because like it's clear that a lot of those considerations have been taken into account. Like, clearly she's quite freewheeling, but she's quite what's it called? She's very impulsive. She doesn't do the dishes or whatever. She is bratty, but she puts her best foot forward, and she is inventive. She did the things with the fire. She's like a MacGyver, and also she is willing to stand up for what she thinks is right when the time comes to it, and fight for what she thinks is right. The only question I have is, what does she think is right? That's the only question I had that was lingering, and it's overanalyzing what is essentially a cute story, but even cute stories like this can be good right down to its core, to the point where you're like, absolutely impressive. That's just what I feel, and it's very subjective, because some other people would feel like if that was addressed, then it might be a little bit of overdoing it, but I personally think that would have been a nice touch to sort of tag an emotional pull into the story at the end. Otherwise, let me think of the other thoughts of this game. The strength of this game, I believe, is in the ability for the developer to pull all of these weird elements into a story. It's clearly an unusual premise. That's also a positive to it, but it can also be, in my opinion, a bit of a negative, because there's a bit of a weird thing going on here where it's framed like, I'm trying to think of what I found a little bit weird about the concept. I like the idea of, okay, there's a guy who goes and defeats the evil lord, but then in the end he wants the control for himself, and that's the beginning of an adventure. But it does feel, I think, I don't know what's weird about the feeling of changing the perspective of the princess trying to escape and use her MacGyver skills to come back and destroy the crystal. it's just, it did feel like a little bit of a weird loop that it got pulled, but I think the developer sort of pulled that story off the best they could, and the fact that they did it speaks to like how good they are at pulling story threads together. And that's, I think, what the greatest strength of the developer that I can see is that you somehow pull story threads together in a way that makes a really strange tale like this quite palatable. Particularly towards the end where you have this final standoff between the two. It actually, yeah, it speaks of a promising storyteller, I believe. That's what I think. So I think there's promising storytelling in this. It really pulls it together. So those are that's the positive, and the portraits are good. The negatives are just the maps look wanting. That's what I was saying. Like, as an RPG, the maps are kind of wanting. A lot of them are empty spaces, and we talked about that earlier. They could be prettier. And that's speaking of the MZRTP, generally speaking, it is quite difficult to make MZ maps that look good. You have to be a really good mapper, but also just the way that everything was spaced out a bit too much. And there's things like the stealth portion and stuff could be longer. Like, honestly, I was hungry for some more gameplay portions there. It just feels a teensy bit piecemeal gameplay-wise. Like, there's little sparkles showing you where to go next and such, where it feels like I just was wanting a little bit more out of the gameplay. Maybe there could have been more battles in there. You know, you could fight some guards or something. It could, make it feel like a bit more of a full thing. But this was just like a bit of piecemeal, this, that, here, there, kind of a little bit chaotic in structure of gameplay in particular to kind of tie everything together. Because it's like, yeah, but that's just the nature of the structure of the thing. It's very weird. It is very beyond expectations, and I liked it, generally speaking. Yeah, it's very promising is what I'd say. All right, let's judge it based on the 5 categories: theme, gameplay, engagement, presentation, and polish. Theme. Quite unexpected. The story revolves around the protagonist having to exceed what is expected of a quote-unquote princess. And I'm typing this out as I'm writing it. That's why I do say that's why I do speak in a weird cadence while I'm doing this. This is for a review later. Okay, so she exceeds the expectations of the antagonist here, Helmut, by being better at swordplay than he thought, better at sneaking, and eventually not only better at thinking on the spot, the insults and the dodging, but also better morally than he thought he might be. But that last part could be clarified story-wise. Either way, I'm actually quite impressed as to how central the theme is to this game's story. Here we go. Very, very good. I loved it a lot. It was very considered around, what people expect of a princess, what people expect of, just the subtext is what people expect of a woman, basically, because it even said the word sexist in there. I think it's very on theme. Yeah, it's about a princess going beyond what is expected of her to save the day, basically, and then in the end credit a man. But it's quite funny. Gameplay. Okay, I'm going to say technically... okay. I gave it a point for the battle at the end. Technically solid, but very sparse. Lots of different types of gameplay that would make a better game if it were primarily about that thing. E.g., point-and-click adventure... what's it called? Stealth, battles. I feel like it added up to less than the sum of its parts. But what was there was decent. I didn't like how Sparkles showed you what to interact with next. Too obvious. The stealth portion was too short to develop further. And the final battle was decently designed, but of course short, which is fine, but I would have even liked more of that. All in all, I feel the game could have done more with its gameplay in general. Yeah. Engagement. Decently told story where it's clear the storyteller knows what they're doing. Conflicts, characters, all well drawn and ordered in a decent way. I feel like it's almost let down by the plot line because it's so weird, but the storyteller manages to bring it together. But like I said earlier, the gameplay is a bit piecemeal, and it ends up being a bit of a weird diversion, even though technically the story is excellently told, for the most part. It doesn't need as much fourth wall breaking as it has. Alright, presentation. Portraits are great. Maps need some work. Way too spacious. Generally okay though. Polish. Bugless as far as I know, I think. Yeah, I think it's bugless. Yeah, I think it's bugless. That's a good thing about it. Well, there's plenty of good things, but I mean, you get a lot of points for having good polish. And I think this is very well polished. Cool. That was Helmut the Hero. Thank you so much for making it. Every game's a gift. Every game's a gift, and thank you for making Helmut the Hero. It's clear you are talented, and I, like to see whatever you make in future. And yeah, keep making games. You're awesome. This is going to be the end of the recording. If my Twitch screen crashes, let me know, because sometimes it crashes when I stop the recording. Cheers.